In Dragon Ball FighterZ, Hit is the king of matchup inexperience. When you don't know how to fight him, he's absolutely terrifying. When you know what he can do, well, a little bit less so. Don't take my word for it though, as I am firmly in the first camp. I get absolutely killed by Hit. OBAssassin, however, is not so sure about Hit's spot on the tier list right now. One of the top players in the UK and a global authority on Hit, OBAssassin has been running the time manipulating killer for 3 years and racked up some pretty impressive results with him. While OB claims Hit can be taken down with some matchup knowledge, he still has enough tricks up his sleeve to rack up wins, and today he shares his secret sauce. What's up y'all, KRCPinto here. Today, I'm hanging out with someone you've all requested a lot on this channel, OBAssassin. OB, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, bro. How are you?
Doing great, man. Really stoked to talk to you about Hit today. You're like the premier Hit guy, and you know, this character, he's really different than a lot of the roster, so I think people really want to know what makes him tick and how you make him work at a high level.
Honestly, there's been many times when I wanted to drop Hit because I thought it was just too difficult, but you know, this character is cool, so I just try my best to make him work. The more you play the character, the more you get used to him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. And
depending how difficult the character is, like if you really want to put dedication to the character, you can make him work. Well, that's what I did really. But yeah, there's been multiple times where I wanted to drop him, but yeah, man, I just thought he was too cool, so I just played him.
I'm personally glad you haven't dropped him yet. I'm really stoked to ask you these questions and learn some stuff. You ready to get into it?
Yeah, go ahead.
First question's a low ball. What's your favorite move of Hit's and why? It can be a normal, a special, whatever you like best about his kit.
One thing only, which is this 236H. 236L with the H. This is my favorite move.
The gut kick. Love to see it, dude.
Why? Because it basically deletes all types of neutral they throw at you. Like, for example, if I quickly do recording, if say this guy's playing right now and he has bar that he calls a beam or something stupid, all you have to do is just this and you win.
Love that, man. Yeah, that kick catches people a lot too, myself included. I have definitely been victim of getting kicked in the gut by a Hit plenty of times.
Yeah, exactly. This is legit my favorite move. It just wins neutral for you like that. They nerfed it though. They nerfed it kind of hard, but it's still powerful. Like they just added more recovery frames in it. It used to be -3. I think it was -3 on block. Now it's -5. It may seem like a small change, but it does affect him a lot.
Do you prefer the version that hits in front or behind? Do you have like a preference there?
We are asking basically if you go into the stance, which is 236M, if you follow up by the H, it puts behind you.
Right.
They stay the same side. You do 236L, then followed by H. That's when you go behind. So basically, to make Hit go behind you, you have to go to the stance mode.
Gotcha.
Which is with blue aura.
Okay.
The one that makes you fully invincible, basically. But always cross up.
So do you have a preference between which side the guard breaker lands on, like using those two separate stances?
Yeah, basically, if I do 236L and followed by H, you're always going to stay the same side. But if I don't cross you up, I'll just do this import, 236M. But it all depends on who I'm playing, really. Because really and truly, if I'm playing someone with really great Hit experience, I can't just keep throwing stuff like 236M with the H just out there, you know, because they know how to punish it.
Right.
Really and truly, these tools are really great against players who really have no idea how to fight Hit. Remember, they're still good. Like, he's still technically safe unless you up back or super dash. For example, to punish it, you just do this and that's it. Because when you whiff it, sorry, where's the if you whiff it, you're technically so viable to a point where you just get a free punish if you up back and super dash. Or not like that, but yeah. If I do it like this, like that, you always win. So this character has many faults that people are not aware of, because really and truly, this character, he's one of them characters, like if you're intimidated by him, and you're always going to lose, basically. That makes sense. If you're intimidated by the hit, you're always going to lose. If you have many experience against hit and you're confident fighting hit, then trust me, he's not a threat at all. That's what people need to understand.
Fair enough. So if he gets in your head, it's over. But otherwise,
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. You can just do gimmicks like this shit, command grab. Tell you the truth, I'd never use this command grab. If you get hit by hits command grab, that's how I know you're scared of fighting the character. Pretty much.
See the ice and jump. Get out of there.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I know you're scared of fighting the character. If you don't jump out his command grab, that's how I know you're scared. Really and truly.
Let's talk about his assists. Are you of the mind that Hit is a character with only one assist? Are you in that camp?
Yeah. Yes, his B assist and C assist are completely trash. Really bad. It's just his A assist. If you're not using his A assist, there's no point in playing him.
Fair enough. And his A assist, considered a really strong assist comparatively to his B assist. Can you talk about what makes his A so good?
It's fully invincible. Really, it tracks. Basically, it's one of them assists that don't really make sense. The best way to say it, really and truly, it's one of them assists that don't really make sense. Sometimes, say the opponent's playing neutral or whatever. Say this guy is moving about. If you just call hit assist, it will always track you, wherever you go. If you're jumping around, and it's got an observe hitbox as well. If you're jumping, it will still catch you for some reason. That.
Jeez, that's way more vertical than it looks.
Honestly, it's an assist that don't really make sense.
With an assist like that, where do you think he goes best on a team? Do you think he's a point? Do you think he's a mid?
Depends. If I'm playing the team that you see right now, I'll always fight hit on point. And that's for one reason, because the opponent have double beam assists. That's the only times I play hit on point. The only time.
So you can for example, guard breaker through him?
Yeah, pretty much. I can just navigate through neutral like this, or do other options, because there's multiple things hit can do to navigate through beam neutral, really. For example, I'll just call GT beam, Super Saiyan Goku beam. Say I'm playing neutral, I'm just running about, you call GT beam, I could do this, I could do that. There's so many things I can do. Navigate through neutral. That's if they got double beam assist, really. Day tree, you do it to pretty much all assists, but it's a lot easier if the opponent's got double beam assist. That's the only times I play hit on point. But most times, I always say hit's best position is mid. Why? Because of one thing.
Oh, okay. What's
his assist.
His assist. Okay.
That's it. His assist. But like I said, if the opponent don't have no double beam assist, then or any double projectile assist, may I say, any double projectile assist, that's the only times I'll put hit on point.
Gotcha. I think with the team structure we've seen you running lately with Teen Gohan too, it makes sense to put him mid as well, just because Teen Gohan's obviously one of the stronger points in the game.
Exactly.
Cool.
That's the only times I will play hit on point. I'm not sure about other hit players. Maybe they feel the same way as me, but that's me personally. After going to all these tournaments, I know when I'm gonna put hit on point. If I see any projectile assist and any double projectile assist, then that's when you'll see me play hit on point. But on this team, I just played hit on point because don't go on point. Level 0 is pretty trash.
Right.
You remember back in the days on season 1, this was my order. I don't go on hit and Goku Black. Trash team, I don't know what I was doing, but hey, you live and learn. But
it was season 1. None of us knew what we were doing. We're all doing our best.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think Hit needs any specific assists backing him up to thrive?
I've always said there's 3 assists that really make Hit shine, which is a DP assist, beam assist, and any assist with visual glitches that make sense. How UI's assist is a DP, but it has a crazy visual assist. I mean, visual type of lighting, that makes sense.
Right, like a distraction.
Yeah, pretty much that. For example, if I'm doing hits pressure, you can't really see his 2M now, can you?
Right.
You can't really see his 2L. That's it. That's why a lot of people fear the UI hit shell, because you can't really see his 2L. Even his command grab is really scary to deal with UI assist. Can't really see it coming. All because of that visual assist. Don't get me wrong, it's not just UI assist, obviously. I'm just adding this because it's pretty much easy mode, you know what I mean? You could do this any like barrier assist. You know, people will know what I'm talking about. Any assist with any visual effect will cover hit. Just hide his normals. You can't really see it.
Makes sense.
So those are the 3 assists I really recommend with hit.
Let's talk about your game plan a little bit, how you approach playing hit. And like for these questions, you know, I know there's an optimal way to play a character. I'm more interested if you divert from that at all. I'm more interested in your approach to the character. So feel free to answer that way. Even if you think something isn't necessarily like what everyone does with hit, I want to know what you do with hit.
Oh, basically, like I said, it all depends on the characters I'm up against, really. Like obviously, the standard team right here, the season 2 team, I can't really add no season 3 teams because we're just playing online. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm just gonna add the teams that you used to see the most offline, which is obviously Koichi's old team. Like I said, I'll just if I see characters with double beams or teams with double beams or whatever, which was the standard teams, then I'll show you what I'll do. Like I'll just navigate through neutral. I wait for you to call your assist. I just wait for it, just navigate through neutral, then I'm in. That's pretty much my game plan. It's pretty straightforward, but that was my game plan with it, and it actually did me kind of well.
So for neutral, you're waiting for your opportunity.
Neutral. For neutral, I'm basically just watching my opponent, just backing off. Sometimes dash in, dash back. Wait for you to call assist. If I know you're out for assist, that's when I make my move. That's when I do basically hit pressure. But like I said, it all depends on the characters I'm playing.
That makes sense. It's interesting that that's like the forefront of your head with this character, because I feel like a lot of the characters in this game aren't necessarily as heavily matchup based as other fighting games, just because a lot of the cast is
like Hit's the only character well, I'm not sure about other characters, but Hit's the only character that I know of that don't have no types of neutral regarding key blast or projectiles. So his neutral is basically his counters, which is all of his S,
right?
Yeah, all of his S attacks is basically his neutral, plus this as well. But yeah, man, there's nothing really much I can do here. All I can do is just run, like play neutral, go in, hit 5M, you're in. 5M, 2-3-cell, call assists, you're in. That was my game plan with hit, and it got me kind of far. Getting into when people are playing a game, all they're really gonna do is just run about and call assist, right?
Right.
For me personally, I'll just be patient. I'll just avoid all types of assists that you throw at me, and I'm in. That's it. Obviously, with me now, it's all mixture. I can't really keep doing the same things like counters, because obviously there's ways to beat it, right? So sometimes I'll just do different stuff like reflect, 2-1-4S, 3-6S, all types of way you can navigate through hits neutral. But that was my game plan with it, and it got me kind of far.
When they don't have those assists available, you know, let's say they've expended the assist, you've still got a gap between you haven't decided to go for it. His normals hit pretty far, right? Like that 5M covers a good bit of ground.
It's 5H, is 2-3-6 L into H. They all go pretty far. Like I said, when you got no assist, that's when I'll make my move with hit. I'll just go in, hit that 5M, you're in. They're forced to block. Then I'll just hit either 2L or 2M, because most people can't really fight hit. They get hit by his 2M and his 2L. That's the majority of players. Obviously, I'm talking out of tournament experience, not currently, because like I said, we've just been playing online.
Right.
So my experience was I'll just navigate through neutral, wait for you to call your assists in either 2L, 5M, 2L, 2M, and pretty much this. There's 2-3-6H. Those are the only options that I'll go for with hit, because those were the most effective.
Makes sense, man. It's a straightforward plan. I like when patience is a big key portion of the game plan. That's not something you see with a lot of top tiers in this game, where you can just mash your way through everything.
No, with hit you have to be more complex with the character. Like you have to think out the box. That makes sense. You can't be going for the same options all the time. because his frame rate is so bad, a point where it's just you have to be like so cautious of what you do. His neutral game, like I said, his neutral game is great. It's great, but it has no key plus or anything. You just have to wait for them to make their move, and you counter it. That's what hit is for.
Mm-hmm.
That's why hit is such a strong anti-meta character.
I like that.
But he's still trash though. But yeah,
let's talk about your pressure and mix up with hit. So, we touched on that you like to go for 2M and 2L. 2L being a standing overhead, nice way to trick people. What's your secret to opening people up with hit? Let's say you got like a good blocker who knows how to fight you. Do you have ways that you get in their head, condition them? What do you do?
Honestly, it's all about conditioning. Like some things I will do, people will go like, "What the fuck?" But it works. And the reason why it works is because of one thing: they're just intimidated to press a button. Like sometimes I'll just go for double 2M.
That's bold.
A whole 54 frame mix-up. No, they'll get hit because his 2M is -5 on block. Obviously, you're still technically safe. If you press a button, you're still technically safe. Let me see. I mean, you're still technically safe if they guard your 5M, but sorry, not 5M, 2M. And if you do it like when the 2M is active, when the active frames are gone, no one's pressing the button. They're just crouch blocking, right? No one presses a button. So I'll just do shit like that again, and it will work.
Which is crazy.
Like obviously, I don't do it too much. You just have to think outside the box. Like not many players will do. You know what I mean? Because people are so scared of pressing buttons against hit. On majority of players are scared of pressing buttons against hit. I say, I'll just go for the unsafest things, and it'll work. Like it's double 2M. Well, that's one thing. Sometimes I go for 5L, 236H. They'll get hit by it. Sometimes I'll go for a stance cancel. If they see this coming, they're obviously gonna jump, right? So sometimes I'll just go like 5L, a 236H, and the stance cancel. Then I reset my pressure. Like I said, you have to think outside the box. Or 5L, just do simple stuff like 5L DR. So that's what I'm saying. This season gave hit a lot of ways of openings. It's still pretty meh in my opinion, but it did help him a lot. Especially special attacks being cost half a bar now. That really did help him. Because back in season 2, this used to cost 2 bars.
Yeah, that's a hefty price tag.
Exactly. That's why hit was just so bad. But this season really helped him a lot. But he's still trash. But yeah, there's a lot of things you can do to condition your opponents. Ones that don't really know how to fight hit, the ones that's just intimidated. But the ones that know how to fight hit, like I said, I'll just do simple stuff like double 2M. What else would I do to open up players? Now that I think about it. But the thing is, like I said, nowadays I've just been playing online. It's kind of hard to play hit the way I want to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So most times I'll just want to reset my pressure, play neutral a bit. What else would I do? Even though stuff like this won't really work against people that know how to fight hit, sometimes just lay it off. Because like I said, it's all about conditioning, right? If you're trying to master hit, it's all about conditioning your opponent. Make your opponent be scared of you, if that makes sense. Just do shit that will just throw off your opponent. Just mix up a bit. Like I'll never do the same thing over and over again. It's always something different. Like for example, if I'm doing this pressure, IAD, 2M, they block it. Sometimes 2M again. These type of things that I would do. Like I said, you're probably thinking, what the fuck? But trust me, it does work.
No, I believe it, man.
Most
people are way too overzealous about what does and doesn't open them up in this game. You get hit
honestly,
by stuff all the time. You get hit by anything.
You'll be surprised. Like I said, most times I just think out the box and it works. But yeah, man, like I said, it's all about conditioning. If you want to play the character, if you want to master him, just condition your opponent. Just throw out shit.
Just do it.
Like don't be afraid.
That.
Like I was gonna say, like don't be afraid that they're blocking too much. Just do. What else can you do? Like I said, 5L, 236H, double 2M. And like I said, just condition your opponent. Just throw out stuff, man. Don't be afraid. Like they're probably thinking, oh, it's -5 on block. Obviously, they can punish, but no, man. They're not gonna punish all the time. Take it from me, that guy. Take it from me. They're not gonna punish all the time.
Does he have any particularly good stagger buttons at all? Like, can he get off any good staggers in a string?
The only staggers that's good is obviously his 5M being -2 on block. That's what everybody says, but come on, that's just one thing, you know. Like obviously his 5L -5 is bad. I'd never stagger there. Only once in a while I'll stagger there because people are intimidated. So his best stagger tools is obviously his 5L and his 5M. There's 2M as well, actually. I do as well. It's -5 on block. Obviously, you're still technically safe.
Right.
So 3 things I would do with hit is basically... Honestly, now that I think about it, I won't actually do his 5L because they're probably going to think I'm going to 5L Dragon Rush and they'll probably just press a button. So, yeah, man, I'll do his 5L, 5LL, which is -5. It's still safe. It's -5. You're still technically safe. His 5M mostly... That's the standard stagger tool, right? It's 5M. I don't make it obvious, if that makes sense. His 2M, -5 on block. Like I said, all these things, it still leaves you safe. But, like I said, his stagger tools are very limited. Or most times, I'll just do his basic stagger strings, and I'll just back off with his 214S, and I just play neutral again. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. If you don't want to stagger no more, I'll just back away and just play neutral again. But technically, that's what I do, really. It's got me far.
Start over.
Exactly. If you're tired of them just blocking, just back away, just stand over. It's like if I'm playing someone great defense, like Mr. Popo, for example. I'll just stagger, back away, play neutral again. Because really and truly, the only ways you can open him up is just by doing 5L DR or just 5L 236H. Sometimes double 2M, but obviously I can't do double 2M all the time. That's just crazy. You know what I mean? So if it doesn't work,
even a play though. I love that that's in a play because people are always like, it's 2M, it's no good.
Exactly.
I love that your advice is do it twice. That's awesome.
Yeah, just do it twice. Or if you don't want to play neutral again, I mean, if you don't want to stagger him more, just back away and just play neutral again.
Okay.
That's pretty much how you play hit, really. Just be unorthodox. Just think outside the box.
You know, this is a game where Oki's a big deal. A lot of people love their level 3 Oki. Getting a hard knockdown matters. How does Hit do on a knockdown? Does he have good Oki options? What does he got?
He's got absolutely nothing. he's got absolutely nothing. All he has is his 2L, 2M, Dragon Rush, and 236H. 4 things. 4 things. That's all he does. That's all he's got. I mean, let me just give him a 7 pass. Why not? Yeah, pretty much run up 2M. That's one mix. That's salt cold mix. That's one option. Dash in 236H. They'll probably think you're gonna Dragon Rush or something. Third option. Saying I've got an assist, which actually low key kind of gets people as well. Corner assist, backdash, and do that. You didn't see that coming out, did you?
No. Dude, that
you know what I mean?
That UI assist is so good for that because the colors are like the same.
Exactly. That's what I said. UI. I mean, hit with UI is basically best shell for hit, but I just don't like UI, so I don't play them. But yeah, man, it's all out about conditioning and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much what he gets out of level 3 Oki. He hasn't got no 50-50 mix. He just got. Best way to say it, hit level 3 is all about intimidation. that's his level 3 mix, intimidation.
It seems to be a theme.
Yeah, it is.
So normally my next question would be about his defensive options. This is obviously a very defensive character. He's got counters. He's got,
because pretty much. I'm like I said, I'm the defensive hit player. Like his defensive options are obviously counters, but obviously there's ways to be it. So you don't want to do stuff all the time. For example, sorry. You don't have dash counters all the time, because trust me, people that know how to fight it know to do this. That will always lose. Level 1, you can't do nothing. You can't even vanish. Like, look at my inputs. Whoops. Can't vanish. You can't level 3. Can't do nothing. You know what I mean? There's ways to beat hits counters. That's what I said, this character's trash. So that's how I think outside the box, for example. Like, if the opponent is dashing key blast or stuff, I just think outside the box. Just do stuff like 214H, but not all the time. Sometimes trick him instead of doing ground counter. Just quickly. That's why that's why the playing hit online for me is really hard, because I do things right at the last frame that makes sense to make it more confusing. Like, say even dashing key blast, I react at the last second like that. And I do my punish. As I said, his defensive option. I was gonna say his defensive options are basically how I navigate with hit. But yeah, go on.
How does this defensive stuff come into play when you're in a blocking situation? Is there good times to get his counter off in there?
No, the only thing you can do is just 236H. Legit, either 236H or just go in the stance mode, because you're basically safe. Unless they Dragon Rush, obviously.
How does that work? Does the aura stance just eat hits?
It eats everything besides Dragon Rush.
I did not know that.
Dragon Rush is the way to beat it. So it's basically invincible to everything besides Dragon Rush. It can't even level 3 it.
I had no idea that had that property.
Now you know.
This explains why I lose to hit all the time. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the only way you can beat it, just Dragon Rush.
Okay, that seems like a really strong tool.
It's a strong tool. It's the strongest tool in the game. I've said this. They gave the strongest tool in the game to a trash character. Real shit. They gave the strongest tool to the game to the very trash character. That's why I'm upset. But yeah, it's really strong. But that's the only defensive tool he has during block strings.
Does he have anything that's really good for following up? Like when he successfully reflects an opponent, does he have a good follow-up? I guess his 5M would be a great follow-up because it covers so much ground.
Pretty much, but people that know how to fight hit, we either just reflect and just press buttons. That's it. Say for example, I do his 2M and his reflect. Say if I do this. There we go. You see how that loses?
Yeah. Okay.
So sometimes if they double reflecting, they're reflecting, I'll just be patient and just wait there just to see what they do next. Because obviously people that actually lab this character will know if you do that block string, you always lose. If they do double reflect into 5L, in any character, he will lose. So sometimes, like I said, if they reflect, I'll be patient and I get a punish. Because most times people will just reflect roll tag.
So, do you have anything you want to say about hit that you think people should know before I ask you the last question?
Yes, people should stop thinking hits like top 5 and top 10 because they're really bugging. Realistically, there's characters. He's not S tier. He's at least A- or B+. He's not as great as people think he is. He's really not. The reason why they think he's great because they're scared of fighting him and they don't know how to fight him. That's facts. He's not honestly, like he's not as great as people think. Honestly, the reason why I still play him because he's cool, man. I love this character. I was gonna say I love the fact like most people don't know how to fight him. I'll be real with you to this day. But yeah, man, he's not. If you know how to fight a character, trust me, he's not a great character, bro. He's not.
I think a lot of the appeal is that he is like the only real stance character in this game, and that's like an archetype I think people do have like fear about, but also think are interesting. So I don't know. He's so unique in this game, and that's such a nice thing because a lot of the characters are just exactly the same.
Yeah. He's very unique. That's how I play him. Like he's really fun. Like I've been playing him for basically 3 years. Like he's really fun. That's why I never dropped him. Really fun, man. That's why I've had fun playing this character to this day.
OBAssassin, if someone came to you today, said, man, I'm thinking about playing Hit, but I'm kind of on the fence about it, what would you say to them to push them over the edge? Why should someone play Hit in Season 3.5 of Dragon Ball FighterZ?
I wouldn't recommend it. I always tell people not to play Hit if they want to lose, but if you really want to play him, just study this character as much as you can before actually playing him. That makes sense. Because there's so many faults to him that people don't really know. Oh, there's even one fault I ain't even shown yet. Like, for example, say how this team was really coming back in Season 2. Like, there was one thing that used to click me all the time that used to get me so triggered. Like, say the character's called a GT beam and they dash forward. Say, for example, I try to make the right read, the counter, I'll still lose.
What
That's with GT
there?
beam. It's because basically the opponent, because GT beam is still active, like the last active frame is still active when you counter it. It hits you from behind. Like that.
Oh.
There's nothing you can do. You can't vanish. It's just there. Trust me, I struggled a lot playing this character. I've struggled a lot, but hey man, I made it work. So that's why I say you have to think out of the box with this character. If you're like, to the new Hit players, if you're up against someone that know how to fight Hit, you have to think out of the box, man. Okay, if you're still automatic, you're gonna lose. Also, you gotta know what you can do all the time. Like, for example, if you're doing your pressure, you're doing to you better believe one person is gonna mash at least. I'm mashing because I know how to fight the character. If your strings are still the same, you better believe you'll get punished. Now, like I said, there's so many things wrong in this character, but
it does seem like creativity and patience are the traits that let Hit play strongly.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Mostly patience. Mostly patience.
Yeah, man, that's all I got for you. Thank you for taking the time, man. I really appreciate it.
No worries, man. I need to head out.
All right.
ASAP. Appreciate it, man. Tell your viewers, hey man, try your best playing this character, because trust me, it's hard work.